Hey everyone, today I wanted to do a video on something that's pretty special. The fan you see in front of you is a circa 1919 to probably about 1924 Eck Sidegear oscillator with the Ming fan blade. It's a 16-inch fan, and being DC as well, it is a pretty rare fan. I drove 10.5 hours through several states to pick up this fan off of Marketplace. I definitely paid for it, but it was well under its usual value. And the Ming Blade on this fan, which I'll get to shortly here, is something that has been on my bucket list for a while. Probably about number 3 behind a Westinghouse Tesla and Robbins & Myers feather vane. So I'm pretty excited to actually have one of these fans in my hands, and being direct current as well is just a huge bonus. It's not currently in running condition, obviously. I'll get some closer shots here of it pretty soon. It is pretty rough. It's most likely going to need a full restoration. There's quite a bit of rust on the base there. There's the tag. There's no serial number stamped on it. But these fans were the Sidegear oscillator, at least, was in production for quite a while. I believe it was patented in 1903, and they were making the fans up until the fall of the Eck Dynamo and Motor Company in around 1924. So they were in production for quite a while. The Ming Blade was actually, the design was originally for an aircraft propeller that did not work out, and it was patented initially in 1916 for 12-inch models. They were produced up until, I believe, 1918 for the 12-inch models. And then in 1919, they were first introduced for the direct current 16-inch models with this symmetrical pizza slice style blade. And these were available up until the fall of Eck in, I believe, 1924. They weren't very successful. They were likely more of a marketing gimmick than anything, as Eck was already in some trouble by the 20s. So turn it to the side here. It's a very heavy fan. I think it's around 30 pounds. There's that side gear. You'll see the oscillator arm is missing. I'm going to need to have one reproduced, most likely. The one that was on there was not original and was broken. But the gear drive mechanism works on there. And then I have rotated the fan and verified that the gears work, and I don't see any damaged teeth. Even the grease cups with their stirring sticks are still here, which is incredible. And here's a closer shot of that Ming Blade. You can see there are 2 staggered sets of wings. The whole idea behind the name was if you remove the word hum from humming, you get Ming. And it was marketed as something that reduced the hum of a traditional fan blade that had both sets of blades on the same plane. There is a patent for 1915 on this one, which is the original patent for the propeller, which is interesting that they used that patent for this blade instead of the first patent for the Ming Blade in 1916. It's a big, heavy cast iron ball motor, which is very cool. There's my hand for reference. A steel cage on this one. I believe 1919 was the last year of the brass cages on the 16-inch models. 1920 they went to steel. And the adjustment mechanism is very cool. You loosen this thumb nut here, and it has this ball joint, and the fan head can swivel in pretty much any direction, and it has the cutout, so you can swivel it upward and mount the fan on a wall. yeah, this is a pretty incredible find for me. I'd say the last time I found a fan probably of this rarity was 10 years ago with my direct current vane. I actually found another fan on the trip, which is in pieces up here on my workbench. It's a Century S3 skeletal in an antique shop. This one was quite a bargain, especially for the condition it's in. It's a stationary too, which is the less common variant. I love the castings on these. You can see right through to the rotor, and this with the Century stamp there. It's the 5-speed switch on it there. And at the moment I've got the stator out here because I'm going to have to do a little bit of surgery to dig into there and get to the pigtails to solder a new head wire on. As I think this looks like the original head wire, and it also looks like they even had some sort of rubber type insulation on them, which would be pretty incredible that they had it that early on for power cords, as most other ones were cloth insulated. But yeah, they're frayed pretty bad up there, so I'm going to have to dig around and try to find the taps where they go into the actual windings. But the paint is very nice. This is pretty much all dirt. There's a little bit of rust on it, but that'll clean up and polish very well. But yeah, just figured I'd share some of my recent, and especially this particularly incredible find. So thanks for watching. I'll do another video once I have it running.